Wake up. Welcome, my child. Forgive me for bringing you here so suddenly. I had to choose a time where our meeting wouldn't be noticed. Shh. There's no need to fear. You are not dead. You are in a space of my own creation. I designed it to look like the average human concept of heaven. You know, thematic reasons. Does it make you uncomfortable? Wonderful. Please take a seat anywhere. This island will hold your weight and even adjust to support your body comfortably. You can recline or lie down, whatever you prefer, whatever is more comfortable. Now, I'm sure you are wondering why you are here. But first, please allow me to explain who I am. My name is Nasachi. I'm what you might call goddess. I'm not sure if it's the most accurate name for what I am, but a proper explanation would take a very, very long time and break more than a few of our laws. Let it suffice to say that I'm an immortal being with a great deal of power. I'm not the only one of my kind either. We number in the hundreds, and we've had a great deal of influence over many worlds. Now, as to why I brought you here, this might be difficult to accept, frustrating even, but I would ask that you listen very patiently. Hopefully, everything will make sense by the end. You are part of what you might call a game, a playing piece among us gods and goddesses. Shh. Please listen to my explanation. I think you'll find that it's not as bad as it first sounds. Games such as these are very popular among my kind. With all the power at our disposal, there's not much else to do aside from compete against each other. In the past, these games have often been quite destructive. Not all of us consider mortal lives to have much worth, unfortunately. Many changed the course of mortal history for their own purposes. Some of the more extreme games would leave the entire world ruined. In the interest of preserving worlds and treating mortals with care, we finally came to an agreement about these games. Nowadays, all our games have a few rules in common, including ban on causing harm or misfortune to mortals. or taking direct control of them. At least, that's how it's supposed to go. The game you're involved in is supposed to be one that's perfectly harmless to mortals. In fact, it should be beneficial. Each god or goddess chooses a mortal to watch over from birth. We each get a certain moveset to make at various points in their lives. The goal is to have the mortal we choose become the most successful and fortunate of the group by the end of their life. It's a rather good game. It's full of suspense and requiring a great deal of cleverness and skill. We can't know exactly how a mortal might react to our moves. You know, whether they'll take the opportunities provided for them. You might have already guessed this, but you are the mortal that I chose. The circumstances of your birth led me to believe that you have a great deal of potential. In a sense, you are my playing piece. Unfortunately, you likely have noticed that you have recently encountered a streak of bad luck. I have reason to believe that one of my opponents is behind it. No, you are correct. We are forbidden from causing such misfortune in all games, and especially this one. Players are only allowed to make moves that affect their own pieces, like you. My opponent is cheating. Unfortunately, they are very, very good at it. I haven't been able to prove that they are in fact behind this, although I'm positive that they are responsible. It is my intention to counteract these efforts. Strictly speaking, I am cheating right now as well by bringing you here. I will accept being disqualified if it means that you won't be treated unfairly anymore. I do believe that I can get away with it though, and continue to support you throughout your entire life. Well, first I wanted to bolster your confidence a bit. It seems to me that you believe all this bad luck is somehow your fault, and it is affecting your ability to handle each new obstacle in your life. Let me assure you, these things aren't your fault. No mortal can choose which hardships come their way. There are many things in your life that are simply not under your control, and that is normal. I've watched over many, many mortals, and they all have to face their own hardships. You would be surprised, I think, to learn how many others there are that go through the things that you do. Even if any of these problems were your fault, there could only be one way forward: to forgive yourself and move on. The mortal mind can be a strange thing, dwelling on things that cannot be changed. You must learn to push away such thoughts. Decide what you would have done differently, and you can leave the past behind you. I also want to reassure you that you have your own accomplishments. Having told you that I have been blessing you with good fortune, I fear you may have gotten the impression that you are the cause for your own success. This couldn't be farther from the truth. One of the game's most important rules is that we cannot force success on our piece. We may only provide opportunities for them to capitalize on. This means that victory is largely dependent on that first initial choice. You have been provided with many good opportunities in your life that have helped you. You may have been fortunate enough to be provided with them, but it is only because you recognized and used them correctly that you are where you are. Everyone can receive good fortune in their life, but it's nothing to be ashamed of, nor does it mean that you aren't truly successful. Your victories are your own. Now, let me instruct you a bit on, what will happen in the future. I'm afraid that I cannot prevent the interloper from interfering in your life. At least not right away. They will still be sneaking around, trying to make things difficult for you. I am going to do my best to expose them, but it will take time. In the meantime, I hope that you can take what I have told you to heart. You are one of the most resilient mortals I've ever encountered, and I believe that you can handle their tricks. They are fortunately limited in what they can do without being discovered. So don't fear. You will not be presented with more challenges than you are able to bear. It's also worth noting that there is a reason they are targeting you. Of all the pieces on the board, you have the greatest potential. You are capable and hardworking. Fear not. As soon as I expose that cheater, I will request extra blessings for you to compensate for the unfairness you have had to deal with. Oh, I also have one more thing for you. Here. Take this pendant. It's an artifact of my own making. Anytime you're feeling particularly overwhelmed, put it on. It will alter your fate, making it more difficult for bad fortune to affect you. But take care. The longer you wear it, the less effective it will become. You have to let it recharge for a while to reach full power again. I would recommend that you save it for especially difficult moments in your life. No need to fear. The other players will notice it, but it won't make a difference. It only turns bad fortune away inflicted by one of us. Nobody will dare object to you having it, because that will imply that they're cheating. Now, I'm afraid that our time together is growing short. I have to have you back home fairly soon. Please, whatever you do, remember everything I have told you. Remember that you are strong. You're a strong, promising mortal. The sort that one of us might have called to be champion in the old days. You will make it through this. I'm certain of it. I also want to tell you that I am very, very pleased with you. I'm happy that I chose you as my piece. You have never, ever made me regret my choice, not even once. I look forward to watching over you the rest of your days, if I remain in the game. Well, I'm not certain whether we'll meet again. I'm pushing boundaries as it is, but I know that I would love speaking to you again. If you truly need me, I'll find a way to make it work. I suppose you could always pray to me if you like. I had my own religion once, long ago on another world. I do miss that a little bit. I won't be able to talk back, but I will always be here, always, to listen to you if you need to talk. I would wish you good fortune, but I don't have to wish. I will bring it your way. Take care, mortal. You are doing wonderfully